Wow, this is damn warm.
Hello everyone!
Hello.
Is it like a border? Oh, you akan tell them that
Hang on while we make some
Tell them.
last minute preps.
you can send questions to the email you just sent. Yeah, yes, I asked questions. Thank you. I think I we look like a boy band. We have 5 people. Let's get it.
Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry. Hello everyone.
Right, welcome to our second round of Q&A live session with the MUN trainers. Here we've got Anira, our Deputy Director. We've got Kimberly, our Publicity IC. And Creative Director. Wow, okay. And myself, Director of HNMUN. We will be having one more speaker here, Lok Beng, also the Publicity in charge. He will arrive here shortly, so not to worry, we'll start first. Alright? So, yeah, okay, sorry. Okay, we're here to answer any questions, so if you have any, please drop it down below, right? Just shoot any questions that you want, that you may have regarding MUN, or maybe other than MUN. We're here to answer all questions for the next 1 hour. Alright?
We're all yours.
Okay. So, let's see. Are there any questions? Alright. Okay, we will answer some that we have received from some of the users individually. Maybe they're a bit shy, not to worry. Okay, the first question that we received is, how do you guys balance between HNMUN preparations and studies? Anyone wants to answer that question?
Do you want the sugar-coated answer?
No, politically incorrect.
I don't know. Kim?
You gotta answer the last.
You want to start from what is HNMUN? So it's like
Okay, right. We'll start from the beginning, which is okay. The question that Kim actually posed instead is, what is HNMUN?
yeah.
Okay, HNMUN is basically an international conference where all students from around the world they take part and they role play as UN delegates. Right? So they will take on the position as delegates of a particular country, and then they are given a crisis or a world issue, and they work together to form solutions, in the form of draft resolutions, DR as we call it. And along the way, this is where you negotiate and create blocks within your allies or even economic rivals to achieve this common goal. And along the way, you also discover more about other countries' stances. More than just the headline snippets that you see on the newspapers. You actually get to dive deep into their solutions and what economic or social reforms that they will push forward. Alright? Okay, what's this? Regulus Ryan, wonder who that is. I can only see half of the girl's face on the right. Oh, on your... Okay, I hope that answers the first question. Okay, back to how do you guys balance between HNMUN preparations and studies? Okay, Anira, would you like to take this?
So, I think without a doubt, balancing a very rigorous CCA and your studies might be a little bit difficult. But I think it is very doable. So long as you know how to manage your time and balance your workload. But of course, with that being said, it all depends on the individual. If you are able to I don't know, handle the workload, but it's doable lah. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you just need to learn how to balance your time.
Absolutely correct. Thank you for the feedback, regulars Ryan. We appreciate it. What's this? Girl in the middle, move a bit towards the right a bit. Okay, thank you. Noted with thanks. Okay. Okay. Next question. What are the training hours like? Okay, so for every session, which is once a week, we will have 3 hours. So 3 hours starting from 7 to 10 p.m. tentatively, and we will start on time, and we will move straight into the topic. We will the structure will be as such. First of all, we will have a GSL. Okay, sorry. Before that, we will have attendance taking, a roll call to see which countries are present. After that, we will start with the GSL, which is a general speakers list. So about the topic, we can talk about anything regarding it. So preferably, as a country, it's best that you state your stance and push for your views. Try to influence the entire delegation. Then we will move to a moderated caucus. Okay, moderated caucus is basically specific questions that will direct the conversation or direct the session towards a particular waypoint. This will be scrutinized by the dais, and everyone will have to vote for a topic. So the one with the most votes will be chosen, and then we will discuss specifically about the answer that particular question. Then after that, we will move to is it unmoderated caucus. So what an unmoderated caucus is, that everyone or a lot of the delegation will move out of the room and then discuss among themselves and lobby each other. Try to explain their viewpoints, their country stances personally, try to sway them and join, maybe to create an alliance. And along the way, you will create like little blocks, like teams with common goals. Then you return, and then you'll have more moderated caucuses, and then we will move on to creating your working paper, which is basically like a draft of your draft resolution. And then you create your draft resolution itself. This will be spread across 3 sessions, so total of 9 hours. Total of 9 hours, so 3 hours per week. All right.
Okay, we have a
sorry,
question.
right.
Okay, hold on.
I know that some of what our director has said might be a bit confusing. For example, like moderated caucus or unmoderated caucus. Don't worry, we actually have a procedure to explain everything in more detail for the trainees that comes in. So this will happen in your first week when you first come into the CCA. So don't have to worry about like all of the diases or whatsoever, because we will teach you all of those and you'll be prepared before you start training.
Woo!
That's right.
We have a question.
Ah.
What are some fun things you get to do in a month? What are some fun things
Fun
you
things?
get to do in a month?
Yeah. Would you like to answer, anyone?
Okay, for me, right, I would say something fun to do in MUN is you get a chance to burn people. Like my goal, right, in MUN was just to like roast anybody or like everybody if I can. So I don't know, it just gave me this outlet to really just like go after people, like just start shooting them, or like it became very fun and very exciting because it's like very debate style. So for me that was very fun. And another fun thing was getting to know people from other courses and having like a circle outside of your own course and getting to know like other people's lifestyle and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, next question. What was the Boston
Hey,
experience?
you don't want to answer that?
No.
Okay.
What was the Boston experience for you? How intensive was the sessions at Harvard?
Ooh, spicy. Would you like to answer that?
Okay. Okay, so for me, my committee was dissect, so we had to we had a committee session full of like 100 over people. It was very intensive in terms of the pace of the committee session. It was like it was not like very relaxed. So for the conference was 3 days long. So for 3 days, I feel like by the end of it, I was already brain dead, super tired. But what was the question again?
How's it like?
Boston's.
How intensive was it?
Intensive. Yeah, it's very intensive, but I think from the training that we had, I think our trainers have instilled in all of the team members, the trainees, us, like this kind of perseverance to just push through, because our training was quite intensive as well. So if we can, endure our training sessions, for sure we can endure Harvard. It's no big deal.
My experience was actually the polar opposite of hers. I think that Harvard, the Harvard conference was actually pretty chill, a bit too chill, but yeah, that's how it is. Actually, when you think about Harvard, you think about, they are like the standards are way up high, unattainable for most people, but actually it's actually pretty fun, and you actually enjoy yourself during the process. The most intensive thing was actually the lobbying against, or rather with the international students, because they are trained from young, so they are very, very professional, and they are actually quite brutal in terms of their lobbying tactics. So you have to adapt quickly, as Anira said. You have to be very quick-witted, and you have to negotiate shrewdly. You cannot lose a moment of focus, because once you do, you lose a position of influence within your team. And when you lose it, then that's game over. Then you'll just be relegated to the back, and you don't want that to happen. So in that sense, it was very intensive. But overall, the experience was actually quite fun. How intensive was Boston?
Yeah, I actually agree with what Mutasim and Mira said. I do agree that the conference, like the trial conference that we had in Singapore, was a lot tougher. I think it was because it was more mentally exhausting, and because we had it back to back. Harvard also back to back, but it was a lot more relaxed, and the vibe, like everyone was just there to have fun, and they were not out to. Okay, I cannot stereotype everyone, but for my conference that this year, it was more or less quite relaxed, and it was very chill. So I had time to really take it in and really enjoy myself. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, next question is from Aldrich. Hello Aldrich. With the current condition, how to proceed with the training session? Okay, so that has been planned already. We are moving forward with an online-only platform. That means we'll utilize Zoom, Discord, and WhatsApp to conduct our session. So, one of the main attracting points of MUN is the physical meeting. You get to interact with different people and stuff. But because of COVID, we are forced to do it in an online setting. We don't want to postpone the actual CCA, because that will mean an entire batch of students being deprived of the opportunity. So this is the next best step. Alright. But down the road, when our school decides to reopen, then we'll move back to a physical setting. Then it'll be as per normal. Alright. I hope that answers your question. Right. Next one would be Ryan. Oh, sorry, Michelle. What are some unforgettable memories that you've got in MUN? Okay. Would you like to answer that, anyone? Yeah. Anyone? Unforgettable, huh? Do you have any?
Oh, okay. I have some tea. There's some drama in Boston. So it was day 2 of the conference, and we have this thing called merging. So merging is when 2 blocks come together to create DR, right? So my block was one of the biggest blocks in Dissect, and there's another European block that wants to join my block, right? So there's this girl that was basically trashing the solutions that my block has, but she wants to join me, right? So it was like I was confused because like I need her to join my block because we need the numbers, but like her as a delegate, she wasn't a nice one, but yeah, I think I don't think it's memorable, but it's something that I always think about. Yeah.
Do you have any? Okay. My most memorable experience was being the delegation of the United States of America. Oh, this is Lok Ping, our publicity in charge. He's just arrived. Okay, we'll let him join in a bit. Let him cool down a bit. Okay, where was I? Oh, okay.
United States.
I was the US delegate in one of the committee sessions, and being a country with huge influence, I decided to fully utilize it, and flex with it. God bless America and all that jazz. And it backfired, and I actually got a lot fewer support than I anticipated. But we made it through, and that's the end of it. Shout out to my former double delegate, Natasha. Woo!
Okay, should we move on to the next question?
Okay, what's the next question, guys?
Okay, did you all get to visit the UN HQ?
Yes, we did.
Okay, Lok Ping?
I think visiting the UNHQ is when we ended, we officially ended our HNMUN in Boston, which is about 3 days. But we have additional about 3 days is for preparation, which is the pre-preparation for the HNMUN. Sorry, I need to breathe.
Okay, slowly.
Because I just ended work, and so I just kind of rushed over for this live session. So yeah, so after the 3 months in Boston, not 3 months lah. No, sorry. After the I wish after the 3 days in Boston, then after that we went over to New York. So New York we supposedly have about 3 days, I think, plus minus, right? About plus minus 3 days. So we went to UNHQ during the second day, and I tell you the experience was really one of the best. We went to visit the Dissect committee, right?
We went to ECOSOC.
Yeah, we went to ECOSOC.
The General Assembly.
General Assembly Hall.
Yeah.
We didn't this armament, but we didn't get to go in.
Oh yeah, Dissect we didn't get to go in because that day they actually have this meeting, and so we didn't get to go in. But we went to ECOSOC, and ECOSOC was really very cool. We took a lot of nice pictures, but unfortunately I can't really show you here. But one memorable experience, right, in the UNHQ, right, is that you really have to look at the UNGA, the General Assembly, where there is this rounded kind of like a meeting or conference area. So it's very big, very grand, and then they said that in this hall there are a lot of areas is contributed by a lot of countries out there. So I think it's a very good experience lah. So yeah.
Okay.
Listen, Michelle.
Is there any questions?
Yeah.
Yes. Is it worth it to join MUN? I heard the training requires a lot of time.
Me okay.
Yeah, if you want.
I think it's definitely worth your time. So it's like how to say if you know how to balance between commitment in CCA and your studies, then I think it's very fine. I would say it's tough, but it's manageable, just like what Mutasim and Anyway actually has said earlier. If it's not manageable, we wouldn't be here explaining to you guys on this live session. So yeah, correct.
Right.
Distractions, I'm sorry. Did I answer that question?
Yeah, I think you did. You did, yeah. Okay. Next question.
You guys carry on first. I drink some water.
Yeah. Our Mr. Drink. Okay. FCYT. Do I need to buy a webcam and mic for the digital sessions? Yes. Yes, you have. You need to, because we need to see your face. We need to know how you speak, how you articulate yourself and bring your points across and we also need to hear how you lobby other people, because all of this adds up in our assessment. All right.
Just to add on to what Felix question, which is, do I need to buy a webcam and a mic for the digital session? If you are using a computer, okay, then you might need a webcam and a mic, which is obviously you already have it. But if let's say like there are also other means, because we are using like Zoom and many others, right? All of these actually have apps in your phones. So if let's say you have like a tablet or you have like a smartphone, I think it's fine. It shouldn't be a problem. So that is not really an issue lah. I would say. I think so long as everybody has a smartphone, it's fine. So yeah.
Okay, to clarify, if you want to use a smartphone, it's perfectly fine, but because we're going to use a few apps simultaneously, it may get a bit distracting when you flip through the apps, one after another continuously for 3 hours. So I would suggest using a computer for a session, for your convenience lah. But if you insist on using your smartphone, that's perfectly fine. That's your prerogative.
Okay, I think we can answer questions from here.
Okay, so
No more questions.
before that, I think Ryan has a question on what is ECOSOC. ECOSOC is actually an abbreviation of Economic and Social EOC. Something committee, yeah. I hope that answered your question. Okay, so let's move on to the questions that we actually prepared for you. So if you guys actually did not catch our first live session, we actually prepared a series of questions for you guys. But I think we'll actually be posting that on Instagram. We'll see how. But we also prepared a new set of questions for you guys, so you guys will know what are some of the questions that you need to know. So the first question is, how do you guys balance between HNMUN preparations and studies? I think this question I actually answered it earlier, so I can just skip that question up. Okay. The second question is, in light of COVID-19, are we able to do MUN in a physical setting this year?
Answer also.
Okay,
Yeah.
you answered already, yeah?
Answer.
Okay, so the next question is, what is the most important thing trainees should know when they are undergoing HNMUN training? For this, I think one of the things that the trainers look highly upon is your discipline, your decorum, and your punctuality. Because what you are trying to do right now, right, is that you are trying to mimic a diplomat, okay, like a diplomat, like an actual delegate, which is why we call it the model United Nations, correct? So as a delegate, you cannot. It's quite unlikely that you will be late for a session. You get what I mean? So it's like it depends on situation. But for this case, we would want to try and uphold this discipline. We want to instill this discipline in you, and hence the decorum. Yeah. So this actually applies to HNMUN training, or HNMUN training as well. The next question would be, what is the biggest takeaway when you are in HNMUN training? Have you answered that?
I don't think so. No.
You guys want to answer?
Okay, what's the biggest takeaway? Tapao. Okay, biggest takeaway is, as cliche as it sounds, it's finding yourself. That means you break away from the comfort zone that you've been inside for so long. You are forced into like a public space where you have to give speeches, you have to lobby people, you have to interact with so many individuals, and this is how you really grow and develop yourself. And I believe that it's a great takeaway, because it's not something that you discover and only use it for HNMUN. You also get to use it in the workplace and in your private life. So it's very helpful, and it's a lifelong kind of skill that you acquire.
It's not like every day you get to know how to draft position paper, like a working paper or draft resolution, I can assure you, if you are out there, if you do not join any of these model United Nations out there, you will never know what kind of experience you will actually be getting. So the next question.
We got a question from FCYT Felix. During committee sessions, we aren't allowed to use our devices. Now that it's digital, can't we just search for answers to questions?
Hold on, let me just.
I think it was explained by Gabriel. Okay. Should it?
What is the question again?
Now that it's all online, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it easier for them to just Google their answers rather than, in a physical setting you can't use a handphone?
I mean, there is
Does
some.
that pose an issue?
Correct. There is some drawbacks, but we are trying to look into this kind of issue. We are trying our best to actually avoid this kind of problems from happening. So for that, right, it's actually within our planning still, and unfortunately we cannot review much of it. But I hope you guys understand. We are trying every ways possible to try and eliminate this kind of problem.
And we actually do have some plans already, but ultimately it's all about integrity, and we want to instill that even if you are alone, no one's watching. I think you yourself know whether you are gaming the system, going through Google and finding your answer, or you're just using materials that you've researched honestly. Yeah, so it's all inside you, man.
Is there any other questions?
No.
No? Then maybe we'll move on with the next question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do we have to wear formal when attending trainings? Anybody wants to answer this?
Obviously you'll be in your homes or wherever, but because you will be on Zoom, and we just need to see from your waist up. So as long as you're not wearing like a singlet or anything not formal, casual formal, then that's not allowed. So just make sure that you are presentable.
Yep. So business up top, party down below. That's perfectly fine as long as you don't see the party. Okay?
Alright.
Okay, next question.
Next question. Can we still express our interest in the HNMUN program if the registration closed? For that, Anira want to explain, or Mutasim, either one?
Okay, right now the school is having talks about a second round of recruitment once the recruitment for this week ends. So we cannot comment for now. If you want to join us now before the deadline ends tomorrow. But after tomorrow, we cannot say for sure. But we will update the school population through our Instagram page accordingly once we have received the plans from the SIM management. Yeah.
I would like to add something is that I would recommend students that are really interested to actually do register now, because although there might be a possibility of a second recruitment drive, but if you were to join earlier with us, this would mean that you guys will have additional training for HNMUN. Okay, we cannot guarantee you guys as of yet if there is a second recruitment drive, so it's kind of risky. So this is why I would actually suggest students to join. This actually includes past students that have experience in MUN, or even our batch of students that are interested as well. Yes. So anything to add on, guys? If no question, then we'll move on with question 7, which is, if selected as part of the final team for HNMUN, how much of the cost will it be subsidized for the US trip?
Kim, you want to answer that? Yeah. Okay, again, this depends on the school. For our batch, we were subsidized X amount. Yeah, and close to $1,000. The batch before us was subsidized a slightly larger amount. But again, this is all up to the school, and we cannot guarantee anything. But all we can say is prepare about $2,500 for your expenses and hotels and all that. Because the US is actually quite costly. You need to pay for tips for every kind of service there is, like restaurants and stuff, and those add up very quickly. So it's best if have some money prepared.
I can't remember, but how much was the tips again? I think there's a certain percentage to
15 or 20%.
Yeah, I think it's about 15 to 20%, and the tips is actually a must to give, guys. So bring sufficient amount of money. If you guys want to go there and shop, maybe that's a different case. Like maybe you can get a little bit more. So yeah, that sums up the question. So for question 8. What can the previous HNMUN batch achieve from participating again for this year's HNMUN?
Can I answer?
Maybe I start first.
Okay.
Okay, I would say that for the previous HNMUN batch, right? I understand some of you guys is like, I have to go through a 3 months of training again. It's very tiring and everything. But I think the biggest takeaway, right, it's actually not thinking about whether you can get accepted to HNMUN or not. But I think what's more important is the experience and the fun that we've went through together for the 3 months. Okay, and you can also consider it as a refreshment course. And this refreshment course, right, when you go through these 3 months, right, so this will actually allow you to participate in like other months next time, like let's say HNMUN or any other local months out there. Yeah. So I think that don't always look at the perspective that because I want to go to HNMUN and that is the reason why that I want to that is the reason why I want to join. Yeah, so that sums up my part.
Refreshment course, bro. Refreshment is drinks.
Refresher, correct? It's a refresher course.
Refreshment or refreshment?
Okay, I don't know lah. Anyway, it's just a course to understand.
Just to keep them up to speed lah. Huh?
Yeah, keep that up to speed. Yes, correct.
Okay.
You don't correct my English lah.
Okay. Regulus Ryan. Oops, not 100%. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks. Noted. Okay, next question.
Yeah, sorry. Next question. Okay, so just now that question, I hope we answered your question.
It's actually pretty good answer.
Question 9 would be: is it possible for us to go for other months in other countries? Mutasim.
Okay. We have already planned some. Okay, we have already made some contingency plans. All right. If we are not able to travel to Boston next year, then we have planned out places such as closer to home, regional months, or in the eastern part of the world. So
you answered question 9.
so that yes, there is a chance for you to go overseas. On top of that, for candidates who have already gone through the 3-month training period, you are actually allowed to travel overseas, represent the school in MUN, but in terms of funding, that is something that has to be discussed with the management, because from my understanding is that our seniors, some of them have actually traveled to London to represent SIM in one of their months, but it was entirely self-funded. So technically you still can travel overseas. But okay, looking at the current situation now, I am not so certain of it lah, to be honest, because the travel advisories are still pretty much against us now. So just have to temper our expectations and just hope for the best but prepare for the worst. Can the guy behind in white stop punching other? Hey, no violence.
What? It's a friendly act. Okay, so okay. Hey, who ah?
Ryan lah.
Next question. So long.
Wait lah. Okay. Question 10. What can we expect in a committee session? I want to reserve this for my friend Kim. So
Kids, take the floor.
Actually, right, Mutasim already answered this question just now. He already went through roughly like what to expect, which is the moderated caucus, unmoderated caucus, basically like what to roughly expect. But I want to reiterate again that for people that are new to HNMUN or don't really know what HNMUN is, which is like what I was and what maybe you guys were as well, don't worry, because there will be a procedure training, or like just give you a general idea of what to expect during your first week of training. So I just advise you just join now, and maybe after the procedure training and maybe after a couple of rounds of community session, you will decide from there. So I would just say, to sum it all up, just expect to have fun.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hold on. I just want to add on to question 10, which is what can we expect in a committee session? Actually, right now, frankly speaking, it's still too early to say, because I think you guys will have this introduction to what this committee session will be going on, because no point for us, right, to tell you like, oh, moderator caucus lah, general speakers list, blah blah blah, all this stuff. I think that you all will not understand, except those that are really like MUN trained already. So what we can advice to you guys right now, right, is that stay tuned, stay excited, okay. Do keep a lookout, and if you're really interested, do join us, and then we'll start you from scratch, not to worry, okay. So yeah, that's my summary.
Sorry, one last thing to add. I would say that most of the trainers, right, currently the trainers this year, we have like no experience in HNMUN prior to joining SIM. So just join it and you will have a good time. Yeah.
I tell you, right, if you look at our Instagram in the beginning is like really damn confused one, but subsequently we are so confident, okay. We know what is general speakers list, we know what is moderator caucus, we just go all out. And like our director over here, he always had to send this kind of like stupid memes, and then it's like what, CS committee session 1.1, and then you know there's this meme, right, like this lady, and then with like a lot of calculations over the head kind of thing, all those nonsense. Yeah, it's like all those kind of stupid memes. So like those are like some of the fun experiences you get along the way lah, which I hope you guys will also experience. So moving on to question 11 is that, can we participate in more than one club? Okay, of course you can, right? I mean, like, there's no stopping you. You can join like a 3 club, 4 club, whatever, we don't care. Our trainer Kaiki, right, he joined like, how many clubs are there?
Kaiki is in
Board
Board
games?
Games
Yeah,
Society, and he's also in some prefect thing. I mean, not prefect.
Student
Student council.
Student council.
Student
This
council,
guy, right,
yes.
Student Council, Board Game Society, HNMUN.
And he's doing so well in his studies. So
He's an A student.
yeah.
He damn spoil market lah, but okay lah, honestly he's really a talent lah. So like, this is a perfect example, right, of if students can participate in more than one club. If your CCA does not clash with one another, if you can handle it, my answer is why not? Go for it,
But I would say that you should also take it with caution, because we don't want your social life or your mental health to be affected because you are so caught up and so overwhelmed with so many commitments. So definitely take what you can handle and don't overwhelm yourself. So personally, I would say if you are joining HNMUN, you may want to relax a bit with the other clubs, because it's going to take most of your time.
Can I add something? So just to add on what Anira said, right? HNMUN will definitely take up quite a bit of your time, because you will need to do research and stuff like that. And because we have a community session every other week, you will be required to prepare some of your materials in advance. So in order to have like a good work-life balance, right? My advice would be just focus on HNMUN or any other CCA that you are planning to go for.
Right, last time when we are in this when we are in our CCA, right, so some of us actually approached our trainers. So I was like, hey, how during a period of time, right, how do you guys manage to balance like studies and CCA? It's so tiring, it's so tiresome. So it's like how it's so tiring. It's so tiring. Okay, stop correcting my English. It's so tiring. Okay, and they told us that like some of their tips, of like trying to strive between these two. And I don't know, maybe you guys can share with them like how do you guys manage your studies and your CCA? Because personally for me, right, during my time, right, before COVID-19, every Wednesday we have like CCA at 7 to 10. So I would spend like maybe my morning and afternoon studying, and then at night I will try and settle for my HNMUN. But before that, right, like what Kimberly said, a week before that, right, I already start researching all my stuff already. So find what's most find the most shit lah. I cannot say something without you guys correcting me. Find what is the most comfortable way for you, correct? For you to actually balance. Yeah.
Wait, sorry, just add one more thing. Other than Kaikit, right, I just like to shout out to Malvik.
Malvik.
Yeah, he's a student at SIM last year, and then he's working as well, and he took on HNMUN. So he would rush down from work just to attend community sessions, and then he would go back to work the next day. And our community sessions don't end early, around like 10 like that. So if you can balance it, right, I think if you really feel a passion for it, you should be okay. Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, let's move on to the next question, which is how can MUN enrich my student life?
Okay.
You cannot. I'm kidding.
Okay, I think I've answered this question before, which is that MUN prepares you for a lot of things. It gives you all the skills that you need to be a better, more confident and more outspoken person, such as your interpersonal skills, your negotiation skills, your research skills. These are all things that you can use effectively in your student life, you know, whether you have projects or you have group discussions. And MUN is, it gives all of these skills for free. So you don't have to pay.
For free! You all heard our
you know?
director say.
So you don't lose anything except for sleep lah. Huh?
You hear what our director say, guys?
But
For
what's new?
free, okay? Singaporeans like free of charge stuff, right? So
That's
join,
right, that's
join
right.
now. Okay. I was just joking, guys. But really, the
JK.
you get a lot of benefits out of it. Okay.
A lot of benefits.
Okay. So next question is what was the most memorable topic that you have done? Okay, this one everybody will question. Everybody will answer.
What's the most what?
What was the most memorable topic that you have done?
Oh.
Everybody answer, please.
Start from you.
No, director first.
No.
You can do one circle.
Okay. Answer.
Director first, then assistant director.
Okay, that.
Most memorable ah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All of them are equally memorable, you know. I believe that we should cherish all of them equally. Yeah, but in all seriousness, I believe that the first one, Kurdish question, revisited was the most memorable,
Holy shit.
because we were in dissect and it was our first committee session, so it was overwhelming from so many angles. I actually had a little mental breakdown, but it was fun lah. We actually our block meeting actually lasted 9 hours.
Which in actual fact it shouldn't last that long.
Yeah, 3 hours max, you know. But we spent 9 hours from midday all the way until night time in town, just to discuss some policies and draft out our working paper. We soon realized that was not the right way, but it was the fun way. That's why it's memorable.
On behalf of Mutasim, I would just like to say, okay, wait, maybe Mutasim will answer this.
What?
Brian L. Okay, just Brian. He said that he has the same shirt, dude. Uniqlo Disney edition.
That's right, bro. I love you already. You're my brother.
Oh my god.
You guys practically can be twins. Hey, Adira, I'm waiting for yours.
Okay, what's it?
Okay, later.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, what was that?
There's a question. Okay, later.
Okay, we
Okay.
finish first.
We
Okay.
have sum up this question first. So Adira next.
Okay, so for my most memorable community session, mine has to be the topic on EcoSoc. It was on human trafficking. Topics like that on social issues are something that I feel strongly about. So I thoroughly enjoyed the committee session because, and also to my advantage, I was given quite a liberal country, so I was able to play the good guy. I like playing good guys. But also another memorable committee session was on the legal committee, where we talked about cyber security and the cyberspace, and I was given a tiny little country. It was Comoros. So because I always had bigger countries, and then in the final selections I got a small country. So that was the challenge for me to stand out, even though I was practically irrelevant. But it was a learning experience for me, and the topic was really interesting.
Can I first point out that no matter how big or how small your country is, you are never irrelevant. You still play a part. Your vote counts. So please use your position wisely and go all out, regardless of your country's strength in the overall committee.
I think it depends on how you how you stand out as your country. I mean, like, there's a lot of way you can actually play, you know, like, even though you are a small country, right, if you sort of like manage to find like the flaws or also the pros, right, in your country, right, you can stand out just as any other major countries out there. Okay, so my experience, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, my most memorable topic, no need to say lah. It was my final committee session, which was North Korea. North Korea, my double delegate is Gabriel. Wow, best, man. I tell you, I mean, like, me and my double delegate was the best. I think, right, frankly speaking, right, I think we did one of the best position paper.
Wow.
Wait. Hey, but really, I really like our country. Can you imagine yourself, right? Like being a North Korean delegate, how cool would that be? You know, can you imagine if the press corps asks you as like, sorry, North Korea, do not answer to this kind of media. Yeah, illegitimate media. You see, and then I can just slam them down.
Oh my god.
So that is North Korea, guys. So, in summary, North Korea rocks, guys. So okay, moving on to Kimberly. I mean, in HNMUN. So yeah.
First off, shout out to the same Brian just now. You said that you're incoming students, so we hope to see you during the training session.
That's right.
Okay, anyway, so for my memorable experience, right? Actually, I think the most memorable for me was when I was a delegate of Russia and Brunei. Yeah, I actually really like playing the bad guy instead.
Six, yeah.
And
Shit, but that was fun.
yeah, I really like playing the bad guy because you have to kind of like protect your stance against like the good people, and it's more fun because you can manipulate your way through it, and it's just more exciting, you know, because like the good people won't know where, like, what kind of you guys know what I'm saying? Like, like
What kind
you
of
just
angle
like wiggle your way through, basically.
Basically, like a snake slithering through.
I'm not a snake.
Hey, wait, maybe Kim, you all got do lingo, right? You do lingo lah, you show them lah.
What lingo?
Not lingo as in like you all do Brunei, right? And then what is
your...
the
Oh.
do it.
I forgot.
Do it, Jeremy.
Okay, if Jeremy's watching, hi Jeremy. I kind of forgot what slogan we came up with, but we came up with a slogan.
Hey Jeremy, disappointed lah. You see your number, don't forget all the thing already.
But there's one slogan that we still remember.
What?
Which one?
Ryan's Triple E.
Oh yeah, Ryan's Triple E. It's like Triple E.
Yeah, so a bit of background. Ryan was actually a delegate of Eritrea together with Sang Feng from our batch, and they always started with Triple E before any of the speeches. Every of the speeches actually. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, a memorable experience was playing Russia and Brunei.
It's not using your phone.
Yeah.
Ryan, comment.
Yeah.
That annoying.
Alright, okay. Should we move on to
Okay, move on.
Yeah, move on.
Yeah.
Wait, we have a question actually.
Yeah, just now.
Hey, what question was that just now?
Yeah, the
We
one-
answered already.
Oh, answer already. Yeah.
Really? What question?
Opportunity other than. Oh yeah, we answered already.
Hey, what was the question again?
What opportunities you have other than
Evasion.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah, but we answered already.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
sorry
answered.
to keep you guys waiting. So we have moved on.
okay,
What was most memorable?
wait,
Okay.
the one Felix asked.
Did Felix ask the question?
Do you have any advice to manipulate the sessions? I don't think that manipulate is the right word. I think it's to influence, to bring your point across and getting it your way, but not manipulate.
I think I know what
Yeah.
Felix is trying to say. I think what he's trying to say is sway
Correct.
the particular topic
Correct.
into his favor,
Correct.
correct? Yeah, so I wouldn't use the
Um,
word manipulate, but it's more
yeah.
like when you go out and give this speech, right? It really depends. Like for our trainer Ben, he told us that you can start off with that particular topic you're talking about, but you make the committee session, right? These delegates feel that the topic is actually not what they should be focusing on, because it's not that important as the one that you are trying to than the other topic that you are trying to highlight. Yeah, so that is actually one of the ways, one of many ways actually.
And and to add on,
Yeah.
I believe that it's better to make friends than enemies. So try to be on the good side of everyone. But of course, at the end of the day, you have to make a decision. Not everyone will be your friend. So you have to play your cards right. You have to make sure that the points that you bring across are not overly hostile, but inclusive. And you must make sure that your speeches are of the same frequency. You can't be too self-congratulatory, because
Next
you
question.
people will just get turned off. So yeah, be inclusive,
14 answer.
but don't be naive. That's my advice.
Okay, so let's move on to the next question now, which is what are the commitment levels in this club? I think we've already answered that, correct? Yeah. So later when we post this Instagram live, right, for those people that actually missed out the question, do remember to replay the entire live session again. So the next question, right, question 15. Why should you join HNMUN? I'll leave it to you guys to answer.
Why? In the words of OCBC, why not? Okay, in all seriousness, I think we've answered that a few times already. You get to gain a lot of valuable life skills. You get to meet a lot of new people. You make a lot of friends. In the words of our trainer Ben, ride or die friends. And you get to, okay, maybe not in this climate right now, but hopefully in the near future, you get to go overseas and represent the school. And all of this can be put inside your CV, and it will boost your portfolio, and it will actually show that you have some leadership skills that will be favorable in the eyes of your would-be employers.
Okay, anyone you trying to add up anything? Do you want to add up anything? Okay, so the next question would be, was the conference in Boston very formal? Come on, guys.
Who asked that?
Huh?
No, on your
Okay, but regardless, right, was the conference in Boston very formal? I mean, if we already keep such a strict standard in Singapore, right, just the training alone, right, then obviously we have a certain standard where you guys are going there. You guys have to understand, right, that this Harvard National Model United Nations, right, first of all, is one of the most prestigious Model United Nations out there. That's the first reason. And the second reason is that you are representing SIM. And you're not just representing SIM, you are representing Singapore as well. So my counter to you is, if you are representing Singapore, do you think that by traveling to Boston, right, to represent Singapore, right, in HNMUN, do you need to be formal? You definitely need to be formal. What? You need to be extremely formal, correct? You need to talk to delegates in a very formal tone when you are delivering your speech. Your posture, your confidence level, your dressing, your outfit, all of it plays a part. So, correct. That is my answer to you. Yep.
Next one.
So, next question. Did you make friends from all around the world?
Yes, we did.
You answer that?
Huh?
Kim?
Do you make friends?
Do you make friends from around the world?
You answer?
Yeah, I made a lot of friends from different places. They were, I kind of forgot which country they were from, but I know they were from the US, and also there was, I think, from Colombia as well. I kind of forgot, but yeah, I actually still I have the Instagram, and sometimes we do we do keep in contact. And I also made friends with a student from Harvard. That was a memorable experience. Yeah, so I have a contact number, and we do keep in touch. From time to time. Yeah.
You know, right? Do you make friends all around the world? I think me and Anira, because we are from the same community session, correct? From Dissect. So we actually we met a lot of friends, especially the delegates from Netherlands. As a matter of fact, I think like half an hour ago we just texted each other on WhatsApp. So
Don't lie. No, legit.
no, legit. Quinton texted us.
Don't lie.
No, you want to see the question?
Yeah,
okay.
Because our friendship is true and genuine.
Yeah, I don't know how to do
She
this, but
texted me
it's like
from
Quinton, that's
from Philippines.
Yeah, but we made a lot of friends from Netherlands, from Indonesia. Some were from Africa. Some from
Lily is from which country?
Venezuela. A lot of from a lot of countries.
Tunisia, I think. I think there's some from where? From Africa parts. I can't really remember. But
Sounds good.
yeah, we really made a lot of friends along the way, and we still keep in contact lah. So that's good. So second last question would be
No rush.
no lah, we just make until the live session cut off lor. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so how was it like to attend one of the most prestigious and popular Model United Nations conference?
It was scary. It was scary. It was really scary. Because I'm coming from I cannot talk today. Because I'm coming from a point of view that okay, it's okay now.
Okay, never mind. I try to answer on Anira's behalf. I think what she's trying to say is it's scary because for us, right, we have no prior experience to MUN, and when we went over to Boston, right, at Boston Park Plaza, right, what happens was that a day before the actual conference, we met a lot of delegates, right, who had prior experience already. Some we are even talking about 3 to 4 years of experience in HNMUN, you know, and some of them, right, they practically live through MUN. They start when they are young. Okay, I've already heard those kind of delegate stories before, you know. And having said that, right, for us, right, we only were trained like, let's say, 5 months maximum we only had 5 months of training maximum, and then we get to represent Singapore and SIM. So it's really kind of like a mixed feeling, you know. You are excited, but you are worried that you screw up at the same time. Okay, so I remember, right, I recalled when I was in Boston Park Plaza the day before the actual conference. I met this group of delegates from Venezuela, I think, correct. Yeah, I met this group of delegates. I think Ryan and some of the other delegates were there as well. So I was so afraid of trying to initiate a conversation, to strike a conversation with them, because they just seem so confident, and then they know what you're talking about, and you know, you're just over there, you know, kind of like, oh, you know, hi guys, hi, you know, like how's life and everything.
1 minute and 30 seconds remaining.
Oh, okay. So yeah, in short, right, it's actually a bunch of mixed feelings lah. So the last question was SIM the only team from Singapore that participated in HNMUN? Yes. Short answer, yes, and you guys will be representing. So yeah, I think that's almost the end of the live session for HNMUN already.
Yeah, because we are actually running out of time, so we're just gonna wrap up real quick. Yeah.
Correct.
Any last words from my teammates?
So I really hope that you guys enjoy this live session today, and if you guys enjoy, please stay tuned for more live sessions. We will definitely be preparing more live sessions for you guys, and we will also be doing long-term planning for you guys, MUN enthusiasts, and we hope that you guys I hope that we answer all of your questions today, and you have to go.
And remember that registrations close tomorrow, so you have today until tomorrow to to sign up, because this is an opportunity not to be missed, and
That's
you
right.
you will have the time of your life. So
That's right.
don't waste your chance.
Alright, we will post this on our Instagram page, so stay tuned.
Okay, sorry, I just want to add something else. Yes, this video will go on our Instagram page. So if you guys please refer to your friends, bring your friends along, join with your
Share.
friends,
Share.
share it.
Share.
It's more fun when there's more people. And
That's right.
It's even more fun if you bring your friends along.
Okay.
And if you have any
And-
questions, just email